Life is difficult. The book begins with a sentence so simple that most people overlook its power. Life is difficult. Not sometimes, not occasionally. Difficult. Many of our frustrations come from refusing to accept this basic truth. We expect life to be smooth, fair, and comfortable. When problems appear, we feel shocked, angry, or betrayed. But according to Peck, problems are not interruptions to life. Problems are life. Once we accept this, something important happens. Instead of resisting difficulty, we begin to work through it. Growth begins exactly where comfort ends. The discipline of growth. Peck argues that personal growth is not automatic. It requires discipline. Discipline is not punishment or strict control. It is the ability to guide your behavior in ways that lead to long-term development instead of short-term comfort. He describes 4 essential tools of discipline: delaying gratification, accepting responsibility, dedication to truth, balancing priorities. These 4 practices form the foundation of maturity. Without them, people remain emotionally stuck, even if they grow older. Delaying gratification. Children want things immediately. Adults understand that some rewards require patience. Delaying gratification means choosing long-term benefit over immediate pleasure. Studying instead of scrolling. Saving instead of spending. Working through conflict instead of avoiding it. Peck explains that many life problems come from the inability to delay comfort. We avoid difficult conversations. We escape responsibility. We choose temporary relief instead of lasting progress. But maturity means facing discomfort today so that tomorrow becomes stronger. Taking responsibility. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is this: we are responsible for our lives. Many people blame circumstances, parents, society, or luck for their problems. While circumstances do matter, Peck insists that personal responsibility is essential for growth. If you believe everything is someone else's fault, you give away your power. But when you accept responsibility, you gain control. Responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for everything. It means recognizing that your choices shape your life, and choices can change. Commitment to truth. Truth is uncomfortable. It forces us to see ourselves clearly, our weaknesses, fears, and mistakes. Many people avoid truth because it threatens their self-image. They distort reality, ignore evidence, create comforting illusions. But Peck argues that psychological health requires a deep commitment to truth. Truth helps us correct our direction. Without honesty, growth stops. The process of self-examination can be painful, but it allows us to become more aware and more mature. Balancing life's forces. Life constantly demands balance. Work and rest, independence and connection, self-interest and compassion. Peck describes discipline as a process of balancing competing forces. Too much control creates rigidity. Too little control creates chaos. Wisdom lies in adjusting constantly, learning when to push forward and when to step back. This balancing act continues throughout life. There is no permanent solution, only continual awareness. Understanding love. One of the book's most profound sections explores the meaning of love. Peck challenges many common misunderstandings. Love is not just emotion. It is not simply attraction. It is not dependency. He defines love as the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Real love requires effort. It involves attention, patience, honesty, and sacrifice. Love is active. It requires choosing growth, both for yourself and for the people you care about. Dependency is not love. Many relationships are built on dependency. People cling to others because they fear loneliness or insecurity. They confuse attachment with love. But dependency limits growth. Healthy love encourages independence and development. It supports the other person's growth rather than controlling them. True love strengthens both people. The role of pain in growth. Peck repeatedly returns to a difficult truth. Pain is necessary for growth. Emotional pain signals that something needs attention. Instead of avoiding pain, we must examine it. Pain teaches. It reveals problems that require change. When people try to escape pain through distraction or denial, they delay their own development. Facing pain with honesty leads to transformation. Spiritual growth. Beyond psychology, Peck explores the spiritual dimension of human life. He suggests that growth eventually leads us toward deeper questions. Why do we exist? What gives life meaning? How should we treat others? Spiritual development involves expanding awareness beyond selfish desires. It includes compassion, humility, and responsibility. Peck does not force a single religious belief. Instead, he encourages openness to the mystery of life and the possibility of deeper meaning. The journey toward maturity. The book's title reflects a central idea. Growth requires choosing a harder path. Comfortable choices often lead to stagnation. Challenging choices lead to development. The road less traveled is the path of discipline, honesty, responsibility, and courage. It demands effort, but it leads to a richer, more meaningful life. Why many people avoid growth. Peck observes that many individuals avoid personal development because it requires self-examination. It is easier to remain distracted. It is easier to blame others. It is easier to follow familiar patterns. But avoiding growth creates deeper suffering over time. The problems we ignore grow larger. The fears we avoid become stronger. True freedom requires the courage to change. Personal transformation does not happen suddenly. It develops slowly through daily choices. Choosing truth over comfort. Responsibility over blame. Discipline over impulse. These small decisions reshape character over time. The journey is gradual, but every step builds strength. Why this book changed millions of lives. When The Road Less Traveled was published, it became one of the most influential self-development books ever written. Its message was simple yet powerful. Life will not become easier, but you can become stronger. Instead of promising quick success or happiness, Peck offers something deeper, a framework for psychological and spiritual maturity. This honesty is what makes the book enduring. Most people search for shortcuts to happiness, but shortcuts rarely lead to growth. Peck's message remains clear. Life's difficulties are not obstacles to happiness. They're the path to wisdom. When we accept responsibility, face truth, practice discipline, and choose growth over comfort, we begin walking the road that leads to deeper fulfillment. It is not the easiest path, but it is the one that transforms us. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Like if this message inspired you to choose growth over comfort. Comment, what difficult truth are you learning to accept right now? Subscribe for powerful weekly book wisdom. Share with someone walking their own difficult path.